Gordon Lightfoot once said, "What stunned him most about the Edmund Fitzgerald was its power." Rankings. This is Locked On Big 12.
You are Locked On Big 12, your daily podcast on the Big 12 Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to a Locked On Big 12, Locked On Baylor crossover. I'm Drake Toll from America's #1 Big 12 podcast, Locked On Big 12. It's Cameron Stewart of Locked On Baylor. Thanks for making our shows your first listen every single day. Fellas, it's been good to know you.
Good to know you.
That's my message to Cincinnati, to Baylor, to TCU this week. After crushing losses, we'll see where they end up in the power rankings. Cam is here to help break those down as a part of the Locked On Podcast Network, the #1 sports network in the world. Then Dave Aranda should be fired. But
Talk about a guy who needs the Gales in November coming at him right now.
But by who? Who's going to fire him? There's no... The house is empty.
Yeah.
Is the Baylor athletic director in the room with us right now? That's the question. Then BYU and Texas Tech. ESPN has ranked them both below Utah. Fantastic. If you had subscribed, we could keep our jobs. House of Royal sent me this hat, by the way, which I was like, man, that's 4. They sent me 4 hat. Look at the inside of it. It's got this.
Ooh.
There's a word for that.
That's something Mac would wear.
Yeah. Oh, Mac Rhodes would eat that up.
He'd be like, could you actually just take the hat, turn it inside out for me?
Power rankings this week. No. So, okay. Top 3. Go.
The Edmund.
Yep.
#1 for sure.
Fits, no doubt.
Tech. Honorable mention. Everything else is honorable mention.
Yeah, it's #1, Texas Tech. #2, BYU. #3, Utah. And then Mariana's, come to find out, not even Mariana's Trench. It's Mariana Trench.
Oh.
Yep. History minor here. I was terrible at earthquakes and natural disasters. Very bad at geography when I was in college. So Mariana Trench, that is the distance, the gap between Utah and everybody else in that 3 spot.
That's like to the top and bottom of Lake Superior, man. That's a huge gap.
If not a little bit, even a little bit more dramatic than that. Any qualms with those 3? I've heard from a couple of Utah fans out there in the ether that they would like to be ranked above BYU in this week's power rankings, but I just didn't have the heart to do that.
And let me say, because this will come up again, I understand it. Like, I understand why. I think Utah.
Is that a joke? Is that what do you continue?
No, I think Utah has more talent than BYU, but they lost to BYU. So I can't. And BYU continues to win, and they just crushed TCU, whom, like, with the way that everyone kind of talks about BYU around this conference, myself included, the beginning part of the season, you would have thought that TCU was a team that was kind of on scale with BYU. That has changed, obviously, over the last 2 months, and BYU took care of business and destroyed them. So I don't have any qualms with BYU #2.
Yeah, Utah's quarterback only had 80 passing yards against Baylor.
Yeah, well,
surely it was a close game, right? Yeah, not good. I'm going to push back. That sounds like the SEC logic.
It is. That's why I don't want to do it. That's why I don't want to do it, Trey.
They have better players. And if they played, then Utah would win, although they did play and BYU.
And BYU won, so I give BYU the nod.
I do think that BYU, Texas Tech, Utah, there's a case for all 3 of them to be top 10, top 12 teams in the country, playoff caliber teams, defensively especially, all very good defenses. They're 1, 2, and 3. Past that, you get past the Mariana Trench. After that, dog, everything else in the Big 12 is just nightmare fuel. Like, if Houston's at 4 for me, their defense is still really good. Arizona State is hot. They're at 5. Oof. Arizona is at 6. It's the Big 12's worst nightmare that any teams outside of that top 3 of Utah, BYU, and Texas Tech win. This conference at this point is kind of just rooting for those 3 teams and hoping that nobody else upsets them.
Arizona's better than Arizona State.
Whoa! I thought you'd have qualms with Houston being there, possibly. But I
still, like, for the same reason, I still don't love.
They beat Arizona State. They beat it. I know you're not a big head-to-head guy. You hate the actual matchup.
Since 2014, I've been so out on head-to-head matchups. No, I think Arizona is a better team, man. They just went into Cincinnati, a team that is tough as heck to play at home. They have not lost to an unranked team as a ranked team at home in 15 years and kept them at arm's length. whole game, 30-24. Arizona State has not scored 30 points in a game this whole season. It's a testament to their defense. It's amazing that they're 5-2. It's amazing that they're at that 5-2 in the conference, obviously.
Yeah.
That they're at that mark. But Arizona is a tough bunch of SOBs that we really haven't talked about enough this year. And I'm going to have it thrown right in my face next weekend. So maybe I'm just getting prepared for that. I think Arizona's a better team.
Yeah, 4-3, but something like that. It's close enough. And they've lived.
Well, look at those 3 losses. I mean, Iowa State is the toughest looking one right now, right? But at that point in the season, Iowa State was a hot team. As you can see, they got a number next to their name. And then Houston and BYU, wicked close, back-to-back weeks,
Yeah, top 15 road loss, and then you lost to a team that's ebbed and flowed in and out of the top 25 in Houston, and a BYU team that is top 10 in my mind, country. So Arizona State at 5 for me, Arizona at 6. You could flip those two if you wanted to. 7, Cincinnati. Talk about a fall from grace, man. We thought
a few weeks, man.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago they were this possibly world beater team that shocks everybody and comes out as a Big 12 championship caliber squad, and now they've just kind of fallen off the face of the earth.
Yeah, probably about what we thought they were at the beginning of the season. Is that fair to say, Drake?
No. I thought they'd be a lot worse. I thought they'd be like 3-9. So
okay, I thought at best.
No, I had them at 5-7. I had them 5-7.
Yeah, and I thought at best they'd be a 7 or 8 win team, and that's what they're turning out to be. I mean, this is not a bad year for Cincinnati, but yeah, it kind of separates the men from the boys a little bit the last 2 weeks. I mean, they beat up on Baylor, who doesn't, and then you take 2 on the chin 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, a lot of
pretty good teams.
A lot of bowl teams
really
in here.
Good.
8 Iowa State, 9 Kansas State, who can still make a bowl game. 10 TCU, 11 Kansas, 12 Baylor. Let's do that little middle swath here. Iowa State at 8. Again, 9 Kansas State, 10 TCU, 11 Kansas, 12 Baylor. I argued putting Baylor off the list just because I'm sad more than anything. I think that is your conglomerate of teams that the Baylor sitting there at whatever it is, it's 12 on my list. They could very well miss a bowl game. Kansas could be that kind of bowl game cutoff for the Big 12. That's not good if you're the Bears, by the way.
Not good at all.
Yeah.
Not good at all, man. Everyone will say I overhyped them, and I obviously did. But like when you look at what they had coming into this season, there's just no way you should have been sitting here on November 17th and saying, oh, I actually really don't like their shot at making a bowl game with the last 2 games of the season. Absolutely should not be the case. The terrible, terrible, underwhelming year.
Yeah, Baylor's going to lose to Houston as well. This is, again, Iowa State, Kansas State, TCU, Kansas. I hope those teams go to a bowl game. I hope Baylor goes to a bowl game. But for the Big 12's sake, you need those teams to stay kind of in that range and just watch BYU, Texas Tech, and Utah soar. 13 UCF, 14 West Virginia. A lot of heart, a lot of fight.
I mean, they hung right there, man. It's just that Arizona State loves last-minute field goals, dude. They love it. They certainly, West Virginia certainly showed a better showing than UCF did this week.
Have you seen
the last 2 weeks?
The Arizona State schedule matrix? Look at this. So these are the last handful of weeks. Baylor 27-24. TCU, they win 27-24. Utah.
Handful. That was 2 months ago, by the way.
Utah 42-10. That's kind of blah. But then look at this. 26-22.
It's crazy.
24-16. 24-19. 25-23. These are all such similar scores. Arizona State is we've created a monster.
They will play it in the phone booth with you, man. They will play in a phone booth.
Yep. West Virginia proud, happy, excited that they look like they have life, sign of life. Oklahoma State doesn't exactly have that consistently, and Colorado doesn't really.
They got people showing up. They got people showing up to the game.
That's right. Yeah. My 15th ranked team, my ATO 7-on-7 flag football team from college. We went 3 rounds deep in the playoffs. Really proud of those guys. Felt like they showed a lot of heart.
Run, man.
It was. We had our chances. We KOT, they are who we thought they were. And
what'd you do?
We let them off the hook. We let them off the hook. Those are the power rankings this week. Number 1, Texas Tech. Number 2, BYU. 3, Utah. You cannot argue that. It's objective. Then Mariana Trench is going to separate 4, Houston. 5, Arizona State. 6, Arizona. 7, Cincinnati. 8, Iowa State. 9, Kansas State. 10, TCU. 11, Kansas. 12, Baylor. 13, UCF. 14, West Virginia. And 15, my college 7-on-7 intramural flag football team. Coming up, Dave Aranda. Goodbye, yellow brick road. Locked on Big 12. Locked on Baylor. Hey. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is exactly where I go when I'm looking at the odds for the next head coach to be fired in college football. And I say, come on, Dave Aranda, come on. Snake Eyes, I'm ruined. FanDuel is actually where I go to bet on the NBA. And the NBA is back. There's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you missed the start of the game or want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. It keeps every game exciting. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. Head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Is FanDuel. So I think the Baylor athletic director should just pull the plug, fire Dave Aranda. Only problem with that, there is no Baylor athletic director. Well, you know what they say? I think it's funny that Mack Rhoades steps down, and plenty of rumors that are being substantiated on that one. Mm-hmm. Just kids. The family dog didn't die. That's it. The personal reason he stepped down was not to mourn the loss of a loved one. So in the wake of that, Baylor says, okay, since we lost one athletic director, let's appoint two interim athletic directors, as if LSU wasn't an example of how things can get embarrassing quickly.
That's not even the worst part. That's not even the worst thing they did about it. That's not even the worst way they handled this.
You know what they say? You know what they say, what you have with two quarterbacks?
You got none.
Zero quarterbacks. What do you have with two athletic directors?
You got nothing.
There are zero athletic directors. Again, I'll pose the question, is the Baylor athletic director or directors in the room with us right now? If LSU is dumpster fire 1, Baylor might be dumpster fire 2 right now. And it's a university. Both of us went there.
Yep.
Why did we choose to go to a school that's just marred and consistent and never-ending generational scandal?
Dude, see. Here's where you need to ask yourself that. Because when I went to Baylor, all right, when I came to Baylor, people don't believe this now, but I promise you it's true. And it's not that long ago. About a decade ago. It was the hottest school in the country when I went there, when I first started there.
Wait, is this before or after the basketball player killed the other basketball player?
This is after.
Or the coaches who all got fired for tax fraud. Or Ken Starr, who was released in the Epstein emails, being was he the president then?
He was. He signed my acceptance letter.
Okay. Yeah, sure Baylor was real hot. They were doing
everything. It was hot, man. Yeah, everyone wanted to go there, bro. It was this awesome football program, the Oregon of the South, with the new uniforms, the chrome helmets, and taking on all comers in a new stadium and a new business school and a new in and out. Like it was, Chili's 2 was gone, which is
Chip and Joanna.
Like a humongous, and humongously big deal. Is the Baylor athletic director in the room with us right now? Could be, because you know why, Drake? After the disaster Saturday night, okay. After the disaster Saturday night,
Linda did call me. Yeah,
I was morose. I was distraught. Mm-hmm. And my lovely fiance said to me, she goes, "You should just be the coach." And I said, "You know what?" I said, "You know what would happen if I was the coach? Utah would definitely score 55 points on us. That would happen. Not status quo, check. Okay, it would be the same. Could one of us be the athletic director right now? I'll tell you what. I could keep Dave Aranda aboard. Like I could do that. I in theory could step into that job and just ignore all the results that are crashing down around us for the last 5 years. I could do that too. I could sit on my hands and do nothing. But now you've got this situation where Baylor says, okay, Mack Rhoades is taking a leave of absence for 4 weeks. That's worse than firing him. That now you're pigeonholing yourself into a 4-week time frame when in 3 weeks, everybody else is going to be hiring a football coach.
Yeah.
And you potentially are going to still need to hire both an athletic director and a football coach in 4 weeks.
Also,
it's horrible.
If all of the things that I'm hearing about Mac are true, which all the things that I'm hearing
we got it pretty.
Enough people have now confirmed.
4 weeks is not enough, by the way.
Why would you ever put a timeline on it?
It's so bad, man.
Why would you ever put a timeline on it? I don't understand.
Anybody who's taking on a deal in business knows that unless there's a deadline handed down to you, you don't give a deadline.
Just suspend
and here
him
they are, just
indefinitely, and then fire him in a couple weeks.
It absolutely boggles the mind. It boggles the mind. Like, can 2 interim ADs fire the head coach? Like, that's what we got to figure out now. They probably want to. I don't know if they. This sounds bad. I don't know if they have the power as, hey, you guys are the ADs for 4 weeks. Javon and Cody, you guys are the ADs for 4 weeks here.
Also,
like,
who is Cody? Who even is this Cody?
I don't know.
They made him up.
Yeah, I mean, that's such like a sample name when you create a player in Road to Glory, like Cody Hall from DeSoto, plays linebacker. He's looking at Baylor, Texas Tech, and Air Force.
COVID,
that's Cody Hall.
During COVID, my friends and I got together and we decided, let's create a player in the aggregate. Let's just do that on Dynasty mode.
Let's try to do a blindside here.
NCAA 14. First name Beef. Last name O'Brady. And
love that.
And Beefo would he was the man. That's what Cody Hall feels like, except for a little bit less of being the man. He just feels like a guy that he's one of the athletic directors of all time.
Of all time. Of all time. And I get people like complaining about Javon Overshone, who is the assistant AD being promoted to interim AD. And they're like, her hands aren't clean either. It's like, it's an interim. What are you going to do? Like,
right.
Who are you bringing in?
And how was she involved?
What's John L. Smith up to, by the way?
In Mac's personal endeavors that he's been
at all. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I wouldn't even like hold the whole Dave Aranda fiasco on her. Like, what is the Mac's her boss? Like, what is she supposed to do? Be like, no, I'm resigning if you don't fire this guy. You know what I mean? So it's a freaking mess, man. It is an absolute mess. And we're just going to have Dave Aranda as the head coach in January. It's not going to be coaching a bowl game because I don't think they'll make a bowl game. They're 1 win in their next 2. I don't think is happening. But they're just, Baylor continues to say, we are okay with this. We are okay. Mediocrity would be flattering for this program at this point. We are okay with our fan base not caring at all. Let me say this one thing, Drake, because even in our relative brief time as being Baylor fans, right, which has been hard and passionate, but we haven't been Baylor fans for 25 years or anything. We've seen a lot in that time. I think we can say this is the first time that it feels like everybody outside of the players has given up on this thing. Like, you've got a media machine that you've been feeding for years, and they're not even on board. Like, they are pointing out that this is ridiculous, that this is beyond the pale, and they're just going to keep like not credentialing people and stuff. But nobody is on board with this. None of the fans, none of the alums, none of the former players. Like, nobody is on board with this guy.
You split the fan base when you fired Art Briles.
Yeah.
And I wasn't there. You were. I wasn't there. I wasn't in the program. I haven't read the emails, the texts. I don't know the people. So I'm sans a strong opinion on this because I went there because education good. I went there to do the words.
Sports were good at the time. So,
but whether it's right, wrong, indifferent, I've always been in the camp of Art Briles needed to be fired. I've been told by multiple coaches that the head coach knows everything. That there's he didn't know. You're not in the dark, buddy. That's not how that works. You had to make that decision, and you immediately cut off half your fan base. And I think that those are it. It's tough. I recently watched My Dad is the BTK Killer. And her whole message was, he's my dad. I love him. You're like, dang. But it's also the BTK Killer.
Yeah.
So it's not that half of the Baylor fan base was the BTK Killer. I certainly disagree with them and believe that morally, Art Briles did some shady stuff. Therefore, I cannot support him being the Baylor head coach. At the same time, there's some real good folks who I love and care about that think that Coach Art Briles could come back and revive the program tomorrow.
Yeah.
But no matter how you slice it, 10 years ago, you cut an entire fan base in half, and you cannot mend that thing back together. And the only time you got close was the Oklahoma College game day game in 2019 where Jalen Hurts and CeeDee Lamb down 28-3 broke your soul.
Yeah.
And after that, people said, okay, I'm done.
Well, right. You're right and a little bit wrong here, because you're right in that you divided the fan base right away and it was never going to be what it was before that. But that said, I don't think this fan base had given up, even in the Matt Rule years, which does include 2019. But what I saw Saturday felt like just a complete give up from the fans. And they did the tarps off thing. It was huge. It was great. It was awesome, man. I love seeing that. And people in that section were complaining about it and getting other fans thrown out of the game. And I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, none of this adds up. And this is the first time I've seen a complete quit job from the Baylor fan base, like just entirely. And I'm not lying, man. I had people from the Locked On Network and outside of it, #1 sports podcast network in the world, Big 12 fans and media members alike from other schools texted me Saturday night, saying like, this sucks, man. Like, we're not Baylor fans, but like, it's feeling like a team has been relegated here. Like, we're just losing this fan base entirely, this program entirely. This program used to be something. Now it's not.
I'm going to use the word we.
Oh, no.
I'm going to use the word we.
Just going to say yes in French, or?
We are becoming Wake Forest.
Yeah. Yep.
Damn good tennis. Really, really good tennis.
Women's soccer, man. Yeah.
But
and you'll know Wake Forest as, oh yeah, North Carolina, right? They play Duke. They play Carolina. They play NC State.
Yep.
Yeah. They're one of those teams. That's how people are going to see Baylor now. Yeah, like TCU, Tech, UT, A&M.
And the fans
somewhere
go,
in there.
Huh. We're in the top 25 this year? Football?
How nice is that?
Wow.
I mean, they'll say that a decade from now, but
who's the coach? Really? Huh.
Boy, he's going to get a good offer this year, huh?
Yeah. Yep. Coming up, BYU and TCU have nothing to do with this segment. BYU and Texas Tech, though, both ranked behind Utah per ESPN. Idiots. Locked on Big 12, locked on Baylor. Good job. Today's show is brought to you by Game Time. Bet you didn't see that coming, did you? Well, it is. Game Time's where I go, man. I'm like, hey, I want to go see the Baylor Bears play. And yeah, man, they're practically giving out those tickets. They're trying to get anybody and everybody there. So that's why I can go to Game Time. And sometimes, genuinely, I can go look at the Baylor Bear football tickets, Game Time. Pull it up, boop, boop. Tickets as low as $25. Yep. That's why I use Game Time. The app gives you the advantage, and it gives the advantage back to the fans. I can even go in and pick a zone deal, pick the section. Game Time picks the seats. You save big. Take the guesswork out of buying college football tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app. Create an account. Use code LOCKEDONCOLLEGE for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, promo code LOCKED on college for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Game Time. Do it today. That's Game Time. They've done it again. Our favorite people in the world at ESPN have staked claim that Utah is better than Texas Tech and BYU. Now, honestly, if you are Cam Stewart and in the Cam Stewart boat, you probably agree. Based on how you rank football teams. As we've learned, you're not a big fan of, this team won the game head-to-head.
Don't like it.
You don't
I'm a test optional guy. Yep.
This is from Chris Cartman, ESPN's FPI Power Rankings, and they're in this index. He says ESPN's FPI Power Index Rankings, which would be, if I was to say it all the way out, ESPN's Football Power Index Rankings. Thanks, Chris Carter.
Hey, you said BTK killer in the last one. So
I did.
That really toes a line because you go from kill to killer.
Yep.
Technically not the same word, but
Number 7, Utah.
Cash ATM machine.
Number 8, Texas Tech. Number 14, BYU. And here's the deal. You already said it earlier that you could argue that, honestly, on a neutral site, maybe Utah is better than BYU. If they play that game 10 times, I don't think anybody would argue. You're probably splitting it 5 apiece. Very good chance. Maybe 6-4 edge Utah or edge BYU. Actually, can't edge. Honor code violation.
Please. Tread lightly.
That would
be quite a shakeup.
how do you not look at this if you're ESPN? I guess you could, if you're ESPN, you don't give a rip about college sports anyway. But how do you not look at this and see that it is unequivocally a broken system that the College Football Playoff Committee, formerly headed by Mac Rhodes, now Hunter Yurachek, and the athletic director of Utah, Mark Harlan, they are utilizing the FPI metric to build the college football playoff. And that metric is telling me that Utah, who very clearly is not, is better than Texas Tech.
It gives a lot of credence to the people who are like, what's the point of the regular season? Because literally we're matching these teams up against each other. Utah's lost to the two teams that are behind them. And one of them, Tech, was pretty convincing. Like, I'm just not sure. Like, I get it. Utah's been just kicking the crap out of teams since the Tech game. I think they are now plus 167 after that Baylor throttling that they gave to them on Saturday. And that's great and everything, but like they lost to Tech by 24 points at home. Like, what are we doing here? And there's nothing on the football field that has shown that Tech has slowed down in any way. Like they are, I think, a top 5 team in the country. I think they're that good. There's nothing to show that they have slowed down at all. So as much as I think Utah probably deserves a playoff spot, to put them over Tech, you're losing me entirely. Like, what can you point to? Both of these teams have, top 10 defense, top 10 offense. I think they're both top 8 going into this weekend. So you're not pointing to something like that. In fact, Utah gave up 300 some odd yards in the first half of a game on Saturday. They won by 4 touchdowns, but still, like, that's where I'm like, what is the metric here? What are we finding? What are we cherry picking to put Utah ahead of Tech? Like BYU, we just said it. Like, you can make an argument. You could do the neutral field thing. You could do the Cam Stewart, that boy good kind of thing. But they also lost to BYU. Like, what is the reason of playing these games? How is Penn State in the top 20 of anything?
That's nuts. I didn't even realize that.
Auburn 24. Like, what are we doing?
Wow. They fired their coach.
You do have to win some. I get LSU. It's a power index thing.
LSU,
you have to win some.
Auburn, LSU, Penn State. I think those are the only 3 I can see that have all fired their coaches and are in the ESPN FPI top
quarterbacks. 25. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
BYU is behind Miami. BYU is behind USC. They have more losses than the Cougars. Notre Dame's 5th in ESPN's FPI. Point me to who Notre Dame has beaten. Please, man.
Well, Pitt, because they got to face the ACC for 6 or 7 straight weeks, and so Pitt's good. Remember that?
Right. And then their coach came to the podium and said, I want to lose this game by 100 points. Yep. They've beaten the worst team in the SEC, the Big Ten, and the ACC.
Worst team in the ACC, yep.
They have beaten all of those teams. BYU has beaten 5 bowl opponents. 5 bowl opponents. I think 5 Power 4 bowl opponents. Their Big 12 schedule ended up not being that easy, taking into account that Utah is as good as they are. Texas Tech is very strong. And that even Arizona, TCU are going to bowl games here. And the fight that West Virginia has shown. Like, BYU didn't have the easy track. Joey McGuire said it last week in a press conference. He said, Notre Dame took the easy way out. BYU, not being an independent, doesn't get to choose their schedule. They can't give just cupcakes down the line. Notre Dame lost to, A&M. Who has A&M played?
Scar.
Nobody in the top half of the SEC. Literally 0 teams in the top 8 of the SEC.
They beat a team on the road that we have been told is good, though, because they beat Notre Dame. And Notre Dame is good because people tell us they're good.
Because they lost.
And that's what I keep coming back to. It's like Notre Dame is just good because the folks tell you that they're good, and you just nod and go with it. Like Utah has a similar loss, 2 losses, right, as Notre Dame, both 2 good losses, and that's all the committee cares about. But Notre Dame better. Notre Dame good. Look what they did to Purdue. How about that 15-point win at Boston College?
Yeah.
How about that?
All the kids are doing it nowadays. Georgia Tech just proved that Boston College is a tough place to play, man.
You can't expect to walk into Chestnut Hill and come out with an easy victory.
Which was that one.
Everyone else in the ACC has been doing it for 20 years, but you can't just expect that.
Chris Kleiman coming to the podium after the Kansas State win at Oklahoma State and saying, man, we're lucky to get out of here with a win. Stillwater's a tough place to play. Oklahoma State hasn't
for anybody else the last 2 years, but
hasn't won a home game in the Big 12 in 4 years. And or just
Baylor won by 3 scores there. How bad you got to be?
Yeah. Oh, geez. This is the metric is broken. The way we do the system is broken. And maybe it's a broken computer, but I guess it's partially another nod to how we just can't let the computers do this. They're trying to take over the world. The AI generation, it's not going to help the Big 12, and it's not going to get things accurate. So I hate the human side of this, and I hate the computer side of it too. And again, I keep stressing this point every week. 10 years ago, we were supposed to be getting away from the computer. Yeah. That was the whole point of this thing. And spreading it to 12 is supposed to do more of getting away from the computer. Instead, we're getting deeper into the computer. Yeah. That's what I don't get. That's what I think just sucks. At some point, do we just do the top 2 teams from each conference and then throw in a group of 5? At some point, do we just do that? Top 3 teams from each conference, or top 2 and have a play-in game for 2 spots, a couple of play-in games. I think do away with the conference championship, do the top 2 teams in each conference, and then, what does that give you? 2 in the Power 4 says 8, and you get a group of 5 team, maybe 2 if there's 2 in the top 25, and then you duke it out on conference championship weekend for the final 2 spots. Just take it out of this. I mean, it obviously would never happen because, God, the SEC is so good, man. So good. The 8th place team in the SEC should be in the college football playoff. But I want to get away from the computers. That's what I want. How apoplectic will I be when BYU and Utah both miss the college football playoff just for us to go to 16 teams next year? That's just going to suck, man. And then trying to broker a deal of hey, Big 12, you want to have 2 guaranteed spots in the 16 team? You're not getting more than that, so you might as well take this deal. How about you sign? How about you sign right there? Right. At least we had a good year in the year that counts the most. Thanks to On3 for the graphic, by the way. That's Cameron Stewart of Locked On Baylor. Hell. Yeah, man. Good looking dude. Father. Daddy, some would say. Thanks to House of Royal for the hat, too. Good Ivy League, man. This has been It Always Cornell. You were ratting on Cornell basketball before the show. I was man, dude. I was stunned they didn't win the Ivy in 2024. Have some shame. Jeez. This has been It Always Will Be Locked On. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. A crossover with Baylor and Dose Grande.